That's the wrong one. Bubble bean. 2 tries and I'm not doing well. You'll just have to link it to me.
How dare you not be subscribed to me? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I don't look at my subscriptions.
It looks...
Actually, I do have your link. Okay, cool. Because I have the schedule open at another tab.
Oh, okay, we're on a stream.
/2 tries and I'm not doing well.
I can hear you too.
Well, it tells me your stream's offline.
Oh, okay, we're on a stream.
Unless it's a different stream?
I don't know.
Nope, there we go. Cool, you're live.
Sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna hop into the turtle hall then.
Alrighty.
I guess just maybe pop it in announcements that I'm starting or something. I don't know.
Yep, that was the plan.
Okie dokie Loki.
Okay.
Alrighty. Later.
Peace.
Okay. So, I don't know if anybody's watching yet. But I am going to... Sweet. Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna get this started, even though there's both, but yay! Okay, so, first thing I have to say is I will be doodling people's OCs after my introduction. So if anybody has OCs, you can send them to me in the LooneyCon Turtle Hall chat, or link them to me on the live stream. The second thing is, after my introduction, I will be hopping over to Lobby A for a general discussion as well. So, alrighty, I'm gonna get this going. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the impact of being a brony. Yeah, I'm Bubblebean, otherwise known as Rosebriar Sunfall in the brony fandom, and honestly, this is a topic that I've been wanting to discuss for a while, but I haven't really got around to it, so I submitted it as a panel idea for LooneyCon, so now we're going to do that. So, let's start out with bronies themselves. What is a brony? Well, essentially the term was set to encompass an adult male fan of My Little Pony. It was a twist on the words bro, as in dude, and pony. Unfortunately, as most things tended to, bronies developed a bad rap right off the bat. Often seen as creepy old men who were thought to be pedophiles. Yeah. However, this has always been the biggest misconception with the brony fandom. Most fans are friendly and kind people. While there are older fans, most tend to be young adults. And yes, there are unsafe in the fandom, as there generally is with any fandom, but this is not the general populace of the fandom, and the fandom does not condone such things. On multiple occasions, I've seen the fandom itself rally together to drive out the unsavory types once they've been discovered. Point being, the brony community is subject to some wildly inappropriate stereotypes, and thus we are going to discuss the impact of being a true brony on our lives. So the term brony itself actually has expanded in recent years to include all genders and all ages. Brony is just a fan of the show and someone who's usually active within the widely diverse online community. Now, while some may view it as nothing more than being a fan of a little kids show, being a brony has had impacts on so many people's lives in huge ways. The show itself has significantly changed their entire lives and what they've done in the fandom. Being a brony is vastly important to many people. While some turn to the fandom for friendship and others watch the show to get involved with the community to escape troubling offline lives and emotions, others have turned to the fandom for work. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Work? In a fandom for My Little Pony? But yes. Yes. There's a huge plethora of absolutely talented artists, voice actors, musicians, etc. One of the biggest impact the fandom has had on many people's lives is in their careers. Many have flourished and launched absolutely phenomenal careers by starting out with Brony content. I've known artists who've gone on to work with Hasbro, Cartoon Network, and even Disney. The same could be said for voice actors and animators, and musicians have been able to release and sell many albums of their own music and develop their music careers simply by creating pony-themed music first and branching out from there. Once you gain a following, which can be utterly massive in this community, it's often the case to branch over into professional work. Myself have actually begun a very promising voice acting career, and I started out voicing Pinkie Pie or Rainbow Dash or Derpy or whoever have you. And it's amazing just how much you can accomplish by starting out as a Brony. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have turned to this community for friendship. Especially socially awkward individuals totally turn to this fandom. Like, most people in this fandom are complete and utter hardcore nerds, except Dusty Cat. Dusty Cat is coolest, like it said. Most people are totally nerds, so obviously when you make friends online, you're not generally going to know a person. Like, often when I've gone to conventions, friends I've known online who are outgoing and really talkative and fun tend to be very quiet and socially awkward and this and that. And that's a huge benefit of being a Brony, is you can really meet a lot of people and really expand your social circle. Like, it's very beneficial for those who are generally socially awkward, etc. And there have been some really, really solid, true friendships in this fandom. Like, I've seen a lot of people that have been friends for years and years and years. So, that's not the real Larson commenting, is it? Okay. Anyways, there have been tons of people that have been friends for just years and years and years, and they've been some of the truest friendships ever made. Like, I know I had a few friends in school, but very few because I'm one of those socially awkward people. And they just do not last. They do not last. But I've had friends from this community for, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 years. And it's phenomenal how many friends you can make and how true of friendships you can have because of it. It's just one of the many benefits of being a Brony, and one of the huge impacts being a Brony can have on people's lives. Those otherwise people that may not ever have friends or branch outside their normal social comfort zones suddenly have dozens and dozens of friends to talk to and interact with. And I've seen people who are just generally not social become far more outgoing and, interactive in real life because they've gained confidence through the friends they've made online. And it's awesome. Really, it is. So that actually leads into another thing. Relationships. Like, not just friendships, but actual relationships. I can't even tell you how many people I know one another through the Brony fandom and just been solid in a relationship. I have known so many people that have gotten married to somebody they met in the Brony fandom, and it's amazing when you hear how much a simple show that so many view as just this dumb kids show has just the impact it's had on people's lives. It is phenomenal. so many stories of people that have just met their soulmates through this fandom. I've known personally several people who have gotten married to their significant others through this fandom. I know of people that have been proposed to at conventions during panels or just anywhere, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. That would actually lead into life changes, which was the next thing I was going to discuss. So if My Little Pony didn't exist, if there weren't bronies, there would be thousands of lives that would be completely different than they are now. I know not just had friends and got married, but like they've moved to a different country, all the way across their own country, moved to live with their brony friends. It's amazing. Like, every time I think of the impact of this fandom on people, it just blows my mind, because there is no end to how amazing this fandom has been for people. And how much it's changed so many lives. My own included. I'm now, like, really developing a promising, good career. I'm starting to get paid for my work. I'm starting to get more recognized, and it's all because I started out voicing Pinkie Pie. Like, or Rainbow Dash. It's something that is, like, I don't know. I don't have words for it. Like, it's just amazing. And I can say that a million times, and there's going to be people out there who are never going to end. But it's true. And it always has been true, and it probably will always be true, because I don't really see this fandom dying off. It just keeps getting, stronger. There's more people, there's more artists, there's more fan content being developed now because the show's over. People want more content, and animators, artists, voice actors, they're giving it to these, So I really don't see the fandom dying out. Like, obviously, it's been quite a while now since the show ended, and here we are at a convention that branched from a individual who started out in the Brony community as well. And Ponyfest Online's happening tomorrow, and we've got so many other conventions that are still running, like Everfree Northwest and all these different conventions. Another huge thing that this community has done is actually, like, rallied together when needed. Of course, there's always going to be the sides of fandoms that are drama and bad people and this and that, but there's so much good, too. There's people that genuinely took something which was originally a meme, aka love and tolerance, and live by it. They swear by it. There are people in this community, and if you just know how to find the right people, then you're golden. You're going to make some of the best friends you've ever had. So yeah, this fandom has come together on so many occasions to do things that are just mind-boggling. Like, if somebody in this fandom is in need, say they need surgery, say their house burnt down, say they need to move, whatever, this community will come together and help them. They will share stuff. They will donate. They will do all this stuff just for a fellow brony. And the kindness and generosity in this community is boggling sometimes. Like, there's a lot of people who are skeptical of this kind of thing, but there's a lot of people who are just beyond kind. And the amount of times this community has come together to do good, amazing things is just, I can't say amazing enough. My panel should be a drinking game. Every time I say amazing, just take a shot. But yeah, it's one thing to sit there and be like, oh, look at this. This is a person that watches a kids show. They must be so weird or so creepy. But nobody's ever going to truly understand depth of this fandom or how kind and amazing most of the people in this fandom truly are, or the things this fandom has done together. Like, how many conventions have raised so much money for charities? Like, I have seen some insane amounts of money go to charity just from Brony convention auctions. Like, just everything this community does, almost, is amazing in itself. The effort people put into their content, that or not, how it can develop into something else, how you learn and grow from being a part of this community, and truly the friends you make. One of the biggest things that this show's about is friendship, and, you know, lessons in friendship and how to be a good friend. Every single element of Harmony is a piece of friendship. It's a piece of how to be a good friend. And there are so many people that have taken that to heart, and there are so many good people in this fandom, and there's so much this fandom has done. So many places, so many members of this fandom have gone just from starting out here. It is crazy. And it's amazing. And I just said amazing again. I'm rambling now because I'm getting to the end of it, but yeah. There is definitely and truly a huge impact that being a Brony has on everybody's lives and the fandom's life in general. It's absolutely boggling, and I'm not going to say amazing again. But yeah, so that is my introduction, and now I'm going to hop on over to Lobby A in the LooneyCon Discord server to discussion where you guys can tell me what impact this community has had on your lives, or what impact this has had on somebody else's life, or something like that. You can feel free to share, and of course I will be starting to doodle your OCs while I am listening to you guys. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna hop over to that lobby and wait for people to join. Haha. Okay. So, I have just hopped lobbies, and now I am awaiting you wonderful people to come and share your stories. Hello, classic game fan.
Hey.
Hello. Would you like to share anything that this community has had an impact in your life at all, or?
Well, I am thinking of becoming a part-time voice actor. One day I do have plans. I don't know, I just need pretty good motivation. As of right now, I don't really feel motivated to do so, but maybe one day I will.
Yeah, well, I hope that happens for you, because me, myself, pursuing this career, I never thought it would go as far as it's reached. Amazing. I just said amazing again! Darn it! Yeah, well, yeah, I've developed my career a lot through here. Now I'm voicing in, like, a Fallout game. I'm being paid to do other voice work in animations. I just got cast as the lead character in an animated series. Like, it's great. If you really put the effort into it and do have the passion for it, it is definitely something I recommend pursuing. Because it is just so much fun. Hello, Skepticult.
Hello.
Do you have anything you'd like to share? Any impact on your life this community has had?
Oh, I may be a little different in some cases, in that by the time I found the Brony fandom, I didn't have any social anxiety.
Ah.
Made friends pretty easily, and that that was maybe why it was so easy to become a brony, because I just don't really give a damn what people think. In fact, I kind of like causing controversy, and if being a brony made me a rebel, well, I kind of enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
But then I just find the highest quality of people here. I spend like most of, yeah, very quickly a lot of the people in the community became my primary friend.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've traveled a whole bunch for it, which is awesome. I've been looking for an excuse to travel for years, and conventions are a pretty good one.
Oh, I
And
agree
I've
there.
Mhm. And I've been staffing at them too. That's in my opinion, the most fun way to do a convention is to volunteer at it.
I actually would agree with
Yeah.
that as well. I've been staffing at them for a while now too, so.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing furry conventions lately as well.
Nice.
In Vancouver, we've
Honestly,
actually.
oh, apologies.
No worries. You go first.
Honestly, as much as this fandom is unhappy that people call us diet furries, I don't know many bronies who haven't branched out to the furry community at some point.
This is true, but I could also argue that furry is diet brony.
I wonder which community's bigger. Probably furry.
Furry is definitely bigger, but I'm actually in a pretty good position to compare the two. So I'm in Vancouver, and here we've got the Vancouver Pony Expo and Vancouver Pony and Furry Conventions, and they're both run by the BC Anthropomorphic Events Association, which I have the great honor and privilege of sitting on the board of directors.
Oh, nice.
And so, yeah, I got a pretty good insight into both communities. I can tell you our furry convention gets a lot more attendees, like 4 times the attendance, but the Brony convention gets twice the charity auction donation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. There's a few ways you could compare that.
Yeah.
Things you've said before, I can definitely agree that this fandom has impacted so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely
There's been
has.
charity.
Like,
I have seen the You Will Be Found cover by quite a lot of musicians.
mm-hmm.
In fact, if I ever do get around to making pretty funny comics on DeviantArt, I may get advice from 2 of the members, DeWolstinator and Joey Turner,
Yeah.
because they are really good at comedy.
Well, that's another example. Will and Katie getting married. You know,
Well, yeah,
they found each other through this community too, I believe.
yeah. You can thank Disney Fanatic 2364 for that.
Yep. It's crazy. Like, so many people. I honestly, I did notice, like, most of the analyst folks tend to pair up with one another.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Lost Narrator and Magpie Pony.
Yep. Lost and Mags, I believe, married last year. And then there was Eliora and Acharki. Let me think. I know Golden and Key haven't done anything, but I think they've got together through the community, like marriage-wise, I mean.
Yeah. I have a huge respect for Golden Fox.
Yes. He is a talented analyst. I hear noise. Hi, Mwama-san. Your background noise is very loud. Would you mind switching to push to talk, please?
Okay.
Thanks so much. Did you want to share any story about how this community has impacted your life, or?
Well, this started about a little over 2 years ago. Looking for comedy shows on YouTube, I ran across somebody called Uncle Kage,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of led to realizing I have been a furry since I was a baby. And it was kind of opening up about that side of my nature and realizing I wasn't crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, my family doesn't quite approve. My grandkids are fine with it, but my husband and my adult children think it's weird.
Yeah, it tends.
Yeah, I get some pushback from my family. It's not easy being the smartest one.
Yeah, that is another good point. A lot of the times people can have unsupportive families and they find so much love and support in this community as well. You know, like it's amazing, really, what this community's done for one another. Most of the time, of course, we have our Babs seeds. Yeah.
But we have a lot less of them than the average human community.
Yeah, that is true.
And then we cover for them really well the rest of Case in point, our most recent furry convention. I was on the party floor with the hotel staff, and one of them comes up all huffy. He was like, "There's graffiti in the elevators." We walked to the end of the hallway and push a button, and by the time the elevator got there, someone had cleaned it up.
Jeez.
I never even got to see it.
That is interesting. Yeah. I've, seen some pretty wild things at conventions myself, honestly. Just even people helping one another. Or, I'm not trying to be that guy that's gonna brag about stuff, but, just on last year, a homeless fellow came up, and he didn't ask for money, he asked for food, so I gave it to him. I gave him, 3 slices of our pizza.
Right on.
And that's kind of I've seen other people do this too. Why is this ear horrible? There's a lot of kindness in this community. I've seen so many people do stuff like that at conventions. A lot, so. It's interesting. I actually am hoping to go to Vancouver next year. I'm in Alberta.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'd love to have you.
I was gonna volunteer, so. I love working cons, so.
You want to work in department? I'm Reggie.
Maybe.
I swear it's tons of fun. Best department ever. How did that sound sarcastic?
Yeah, that sounded very sarcastic.
Yeah, it did.
And I'm gonna say, even though this fandom has run into some pretty bad stuff in some of its years, most notably a certain incident that happened in the beginning of 2018, we still get through it together.
Yeah, that's true.
When we do something that's cringy or awkward, we still do it really, really well. All the not safe for work art I see out there of the characters, I'm just like, oh man, I can't believe someone would draw that, and it's also of a disappointingly high quality.
Yeah, no, that is so true. I think there's more high quality NSFW artists than there is SFW artists.
I think it's just where the money goes. I know a number of artists, and they don't typically like drawing that, but they can't say no to the money.
Yeah, I actually do that myself, not gonna lie. I usually get twice as much for an NSFW commission, so.
Oh.
I don't get them very often, though, thankfully. But yeah, that makes sense. There are people, even in the NSFW side, that have gone on to do amazing. Like, I know one, for instance, that went on to work with, like, Channel Frederator and then Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, nobody's like strictly NSF.
Yeah.
Or at least I don't know why nobody would be.
And I think people like The Living Tombstone, Jan Animations, Shady Vox, and Wubcake have had their big break when it comes to with the My Little Pony community.
Yeah, that is true. And, like, I've seen people, Mando Pony and the Living Tombstone, branch out from just doing pony stuff to becoming very popular in other communities and then in their own original music as well.
You guys remember Tender Taps? The tap dancing pony?
Yes.
It was in
Oh,
one
yeah,
episode.
I kind of remember
It
him.
was all shy and stuff, right?
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
looked
a
like
big
he should
character.
be related to Scootaloo, that guy.
Yeah, kind of. But
Though I don't
not
really
a big character
remember
at all, right?
much about the episode
hung
that he
around
appeared in.
Right? I didn't either when
I
he
just-
came up to my penthouse at Vancouver. And I
I
was
really
hanging
need
out
to
with him, and I was
rewatch
like,
the
"I'm
entire
sorry,
show."
David." Yeah, point was,
In fact,
he got this tiny role in My Little Pony, and he went from being a nobody to being in a half dozen really recognizable shows. He said that getting that credit changed his.
Well, yeah, and that's like
I've heard that.
so many people in this community have become huge just because they've voiced, even on YouTube, not even in the show. There have been people that have gone on to do amazing things. I know personally one artist went to work with Hasbro themselves because of their pony art. Another's works with IDW.
ooh,
Like, I believe the show creators do recognize this fandom, and they do look at the things we do. And sometimes they'll pluck somebody out from the masses and be like, hey, you're working with us now, bruh. So yeah, like, honestly, the impact is there. It is huge.
Hello.
Hi.
Heyo.
which is why I am very grateful to be in part of such a great fandom.
Indeed.
Yes, I agree.
It's always great. It's always great to be in this fan.
You
meet
it is.
good people. You meet friends.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. I mean, it's definitely one of my favorite fandoms still to this day, despite doing more non-Brony content now.
And this is the thing. I mean, there might not be a lot of Brony content, but to be honest, do things that you feel comfortable doing. For example, maybe you can do something like maybe do more live stream and have fun with friends and, you know, with your friends and maybe other Brony analysts and discuss, like, you know, was, you know, how did you get into the, you know, like a Q&A in a way, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, be more, like, discussing about how did you work on this project and how long it took, any hints and tips and tricks to improve.
Well, honestly, I know one of my friends who's a big name pony animator. He's worked on stuff like now. He's part of a movie production company, and he's worked on things like Aquaman and Maleficent 2. And when I hear things like that, I'm like, wow, what? It's crazy, really. But amazing. Did you have any personal stories you wanted to share about impacts and whatnot? We've got like 5 more minutes, I think.
5 more minutes until everything closes. Like, no.
Well,
No,
I'm gonna
joking.
say that. I'm gonna say, for what it's worth, we had a really good show that impacted so many people, and it seemed only fitting that it got a conclusion that was just as great.
Yeah.
True.
Honestly, I don't know why so many people were iffy with the ending, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the ending was kind of like,
Well,
it was
I-
kind of, to me, it was kind of a great ending, and it was like how to take a great sorry, bug just landed on my leg. Whoops. It's like taking
Yuck.
ew. It's like the ending was actually kind of like a nod to everyone saying thank you for supporting us, and thank you for being with us for all these years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key here. They, you know, having that ending was like best for years. Shall we say? It's like saying thank you for supporting us throughout these years. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but always remember, always going to be supporting you. You know, you're going to support us, and we're here to support you.
Yeah.
And Pony
That's
Life.
key.
Pony
I,
Life
for one,
has been really difficult.
I think I speak for all of us when I say I hope that more people get inspired by this show because it had a really good episodes.
Yes.
And the good episodes are truly enough to outweigh any of the duds it may have had.
I agree with that, honestly.
I have to admit, I was not able to see a lot of the shows simply because I was fighting my children and my husband for TV time, and I tended to lose out most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, on the bright side, the first 8 seasons are on Netflix, and the 9th season is on Hulu.
The 9th season will be on Netflix before long as well.
Yeah, Netflix is always one of those people like, let's give it about a couple of months, maybe a
And I
year or
think you
two.
And I think you can still order the movie on Amazon or like just any. I think the movie is technically the easiest to watch because it's a theatrical release.
You kind of like see the movie. It's like, yes, can I have the one with yes, can we have the one with the wolf on it, please? Thank you.
I don't know how the heck they did that.
Yes.
For anybody
I was-
lacking context, basically somebody used art that belonged to Dr. Wolf or like of his OC over top of the movie scene, and it was released on a DVD box cover. I don't know.
Oh
Yes. I have the wolf for 500.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we needed a good way to promote our art. Oh, hey, look, it's a random Google search. Why is there someone's OC on it?
Pretty much, the writers just went like, right, that's the perfect picture. We're done.
Weird.
Easy.
I secretly headcanon that whoever did this really was a fan of Dr. Wolf and did it on purpose and then was just like, oh, oopsie.
They're like, oops, didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, something different of the topic, I actually have to say, is that any games that you're looking forward to getting this year, coming months ahead?
Any what? Games?
Yeah, what kind of game? Like what kind of games are you looking forward to getting? Oh, hiccups. My apologies.
I have no idea if it's coming out this year or not, but I'm still waiting for Breath of the Wild 2.
Me, it's Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions.
Yeah?
If you don't know what that is, it's a anime, actually. An old anime of soccer, basically. That they're bringing back into the console world since the last time they were was PlayStation 2 era,
Dang.
and now they're bringing it back to the Switch, PS4, and Steam, which begs the question for me: is this going to be cross-platforming or no?
I hope so. We need more cross-platform games.
I'm not sure if there are that many people who have stuck around since the early days of the fandom, but I think Forever Free Brony has. I'm not sure, but I do know he's still around.
Forever Free is
I'm just
one
not
of
sure
my
if he was in-
all-time favorite music, and he has been in this fandom for a long time.
Also, Tombstone.
Tombstone's
I think
works pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tombstone is still in the fandom. He just doesn't really make any pony music anymore because he's under contract.
True.
Probably.
So we can't really. Well, it's difficult, really, because we don't know which artists are still in the fandom that still make art. Still make or publish anything that makes it.
I mean, you can just assume that anybody that's regularly posting still's probably still in the fandom.
True. It's just what you call it? Yes, there's going to be a lack of pony related pony related stuff, because I know for a fact that they did the whole memory thing, didn't they? Like those short little skits recently, haven't they?
I don't know.
I don't know what they're called. I forgot what they're called.
I'm gonna say, to anyone who has not seen season 9, you owe it to yourself to watch it. It is a fantastic conclusion.
Oh, of course.
Okay, this just looks weird.
If you haven't seen season 9, you probably gotta go to that person, shake them around. It's like, why have you not watched season 9?
Well, anyway, assuming that everyone here has seen, at least everyone in this lobby has seen the final season.
Yeah.
I would like to explain. Well, I do know there are a few select number of
are actually out of time. Yeah, we're like 3 minutes over. But I'm going to just end the stream and we can keep having our conversation here if you want, because we're no longer in a panel room. So, we're good.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so to everybody watching the stream, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you guys for coming in and talking about your stuffs, like what the impact's been for you as well. Yeah. No, so thank you, everybody. This has been Bubblebean, aka Rosebriar, saying farewell for now. Brohoof and Sis Bump, every pony. Bye. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.